Good morning. My name is Joanne Allen, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Brunswick, Maine. UUCB is located on the ancestral homelands of the Wabanaki people who have deep, enduring, and ongoing relationships with Brunswick's lands and waterways. We acknowledge the painful legacy of the region's colonial history and commit to better understanding it. We will work to recognize and welcome the presence and concerns of the Wabanaki, whose people and culture live within and contribute to the vitality of this community we share. Today is Sunday, March 15th, the Ides of March. And Reverend Christina Solari is leading the service. Christina supports individuals and communities in their healing and transformation. As a Unitarian Universalist minister, she serves congregations in transition throughout New England. As a shamanic practitioner, she works with individuals and groups. She currently lives in the Adirondacks with her husband and beloved dog, Soul. Today's reflection is titled Simple Presence. Our music is performed by Will Bristol and the Sunnysiders.
And the worship band.
And the worship band. Thank you. If you're new or visiting today and would like more information about our congregation, please stop at the visitors table in the fellowship hall. The folks there will be happy to answer any questions. As we begin our service today, please silence your mobile devices, and once again, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Good morning. My name is John O'Connor. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm a member of the worship committee. Our chalice lighting today is Suspended Between by Reverend Linda Barnes. Suspended between all that was and all that might be, we struggle to find this very moment, to live this very moment. Let us sit together for a moment and savor this moment. Let us relish this between time where past meets future. Let us harbor a faith that reminds us that right now, right here, is enough.
Good morning. It's good to be with you all. Our opening words are by Hafiz. Now is the time. Now is the time to know that all you do is sacred. Now, why not consider a lasting truce with yourself and God? Now is the time to understand that all your ideas of right and wrong were just a child's training wheels to be laid aside when you finally live with veracity and love. Hafiz is the divine envoy, whom the beloved has written a holy message. My dear, please tell me, why do you still throw sticks at your heart and God? What is it in that sweet voice inside that incites you to fear? Now is the time for the world to know that every thought and action is sacred. This is the time for you to compute the impossibility that there is anything but grace. Now is the season to know that everything you do is sacred. Please join in body and/or spirit as you are able to sing our opening song, Meditation on Breathing.
Feel free to pick apart and switch between them. We can just start with this. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. And when I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out. Back to breathing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Good morning. My name is Tobin Cooney Calnan, and my pronouns are he and they. I serve as your lifelong spiritual formation director, and you guessed it, now is the time in the service when I would love to call our young and young at heart up for a conversation. Oh, good morning. How are you, Charlie? Oh, hello, River. Hey, good morning, Sam. How are you? Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Ames. Hi, Lula. Oh, hi, Nora. Hi, Elsie. Hello. Oh, I see Lucille and Luther. Good morning. Wow, we have just a couple of kids up here. All right. Hey, everyone. Good morning. You can come closer if you want to. Or you could get further away if you need to. Just kidding. So we have a friend visiting with us today that some of you may not know. It is Reverend Christina, and you may not know this, but I used to work with Reverend Christina before I came here to UUCB, and I just love her energy. And I was wondering, do you have energy in your body? What is it? You always have energy in your body? Never runs out, Sam says. Sometimes gets low, but never runs out. What does it mean to have energy in your body, Holden? Or I can give it to River if you want a minute to think.
I mean, it kind of means like, it's like when people are saying like they have like a frequency or like a vibration, that's like your energy, and it kind of like might determine like your mood.
I had prepared an answer, and that blew it away. How many of you have ever tried to work with the energy in your body? You have, Maya? Almost always? Does anybody know what a chakra is? River, you know what a chakra is?
They're like points in your body that like contain different types of energies that like affect you, and they can sometimes be all over the place, but then sometimes there's like a term of like aligning them that like that makes you like very calm or peaceful and grounded.
Again, that is even better than I was gonna say. Thank you so much, River. Yeah, so as River said, sometimes your energy gets kind of out of balance, and there are ways in which to balance your energy. So Christina has this great thing that she's going to lead us through to help us balance our energy. It's going to require us to stand up. So I invite everybody who wants to stand up, whether you are a grown-up or not a grown-up, to stand up.
Okay, so it's good to see you all. So we're going to work with the energy in our body with the chakras, okay? We're going to work with 7 of the chakras. There's actually 12, but we're going to work with 7 that live in the body. And we're going to work with them using tones, sounds, okay? No, those are the bija mantras. Yeah, those are a little more complicated. We're going to just use simple sounds. So I want you to feel your feet, everybody, and just let your knees be soft and bring your attention to your feet. The first chakra is at the root it's at the base of the spine. It's also in the legs and feet. The color of it is red. It connects us to earth. And the sound is O. And then we're going to do a deep breath in through the nose. Beautiful. We're going to move up to the lower belly. The pelvis, the color is orange. It's all about water. The sound is ooh. Deep breath. Ooh. You can move your hand to these places too. Next one is called the solar plexus. It's above the belly button. It's yellow. It's connected to the sun, and the element is fire, and the sound is ah. Deep breath. Ah. And then up to the heart, and the element is air, and the color is green. Like springtime, and the sound is A, like play. Deep breath. Beautiful. And then we come to the throat. This element is ether, space, the element of sound itself. The color is blue, like a bright blue sky, and the sound is E. Deep breath. And then we come to the third eye, which is in front of the forehead. The color here is a deep purple. The element is light or color. And we're going to do an Om for this. And we're going to let the Om start at the feet and move up all the way to the third eye. Deep breath. And now we're going to be really still and quiet. And you can put your hand on the top of your head if you like. That's the crown chakra. The crown chakra is connected to consciousness, to the cosmos, and it's beyond sound and beyond color. Connects us to the spirit of life, the mystery. Take another deep breath and let it go. Wow, thank you so much.
Did anybody else feel their body vibrate as they were? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? So it's kind of like singing a little bit. And the next thing that's going to happen is these folks are going to sing us out to our meeting spaces. If you are new and you would like to join a meeting, feel free to follow us out.
We will keep a place for you wherever you may go. We'll sustain this home of faith and love you've come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
Good morning. My name is Jay Cooter, and my pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Lucy Cooter. My pronouns are she, her.
So we've been asked to come this morning and tell you a little bit about our journey to becoming members of the church and why we think this church is worth supporting. And we're supposed to do that in 2 minutes. So we'll give it a try. We're relatively recent members of this congregation, although we're not new to Unitarian Universalism. Lucy's family attended a UU church. We met married at a UU church in Philadelphia, and for several years we attended a UU church in the suburbs of Philadelphia with our children. And believe it or not, to this day, they thank us for the friendships that they made and the values they acquired during their time in the Unitarian Church. But after our children grew up and left home, we drifted away from the church. By the time we moved to Maine full-time, about 7 years ago, we had become very used to slow, quiet Sunday mornings, drinking tea and reading the New York Times. Maybe some of you have been there. The truth is we got lazy, and when I say we, I mean me. My wife felt the need for more nourishment than tea and the newspaper in the morning, and so she started attending this church. And then she eventually convinced me to join her. And I have to say that she was right. And believe me, I hate to say that. From the first time I came to this service, I was sold. So, what happened? Given our time limit, I'll give you the brief version, and I call this the ABC version. A is for acceptance. So when Carmo welcomes us with the words, whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here, we understand that these are more than words. Acceptance is a way of life. And in a time when acceptance appears to be seriously out of fashion, what a blessing it is to be part of this church that values acceptance of everyone and does so not just by paying lip service, but striving to embody that ideal. B is for beliefs. Now I have to tell you a quick story, so hang in there. In my early 20s, I was a bit lost, and maybe even more than a bit lost. So I sought solace in the church that I attended as a child, which, as you will soon see, was definitely not a Unitarian church. I joined the choir, as I've done here, and volunteered to teach a Sunday school class. The class curriculum was about world religions. After a few weeks of that class, I was called into the rector's office for a chat. I think you see where this is going. He said he had received complaints about me from several parents. I was stunned. What had I done? He asked me whether I had said that all religions were equally valid. I said I had, because that's what I believed. He was horrified. He said, I could not say that. That was against the teachings of the church. Since I was unwilling to change my views, he terminated my assignment. And as far as I know, I'm the only person who has ever been fired from being a Sunday school teacher. I tell you this so you can understand why being part of this church, where you can believe in God or not believe in God, or like me, you're just not sure what you believe in, is so important to us. We are not comfortable in a religion that believes it has all of the answers. We embrace a faith that is not afraid to allow its members to arrive at their own conclusions rather than have to adhere to a catechism. Finally, C, and you might have guessed that's for community. In these very trying times when communities are being disrupted and destroyed, we are incredibly glad to be part of this community. We truly feel that we have found a home in this church. We thank you for including us in this amazing community and look forward to welcoming others into this community. So, why am I up here? Here's the sales pitch. I ask you to join us in supporting this community to the best of your ability. I have been asked by the Pledge Committee to make this statement. I'm pleased to announce that the Pledge Drive, I'll say it. I'm pleased to announce that the Pledge Drive has received 55 pledges as of yesterday for a total of, wait for it, $237,522. That's really great. That's really wonderful. On the other hand, we're only about halfway toward our goal. So we need your help. If you are able, please make a pledge, make whatever you can afford, and we would thank you for doing that, and thank you.
Good morning. I'm Annie Terra. I'm here to share the joys and concerns that have been provided to us in our book. But before that, I should tell you that my pronouns are she and her. For joys today, we have 3 entries. First, Catherine and Ward Clark are thrilled that she has returned home after 2 months in the hospital. Yeah, and the hospital and rehab, receiving treatment for her spinal fractures. So welcome home, Catherine, and have a good weekend, Catherine and Ward together. Maybe a whole good week, even. Next up, for joys, celebrating this milestone birthday, Pete Horton has just turned 95. Betty Wirtz said that he must be the runner-up. And then congratulations to Sadie Wigmore for her acceptance to MSSM, which is the Maine School of Science and Mathematics. It's up in Limestone, I think. And so it's not next door, but close enough so that you can call your parents if you need help, you know, to do the laundry and things like that. So congratulations to you, Sadie. Your parents and all of us are so proud of you and your many accomplishments. You are going to do amazing things. And that was from your parents, Chad and Kat, and your brother, Holden. We do have one concern today. Mike Green writes, please pray for my cousin, Carolyn Moses. She had a procedure Wednesday that later intubated. The prognosis is bleak. So, Mike, we're with you. Thank you. If you want, if you're not attending and you can't write in the book, you still can have your joys or concerns read from the pulpit, and you can do that by sending an email to joys-and-concerns@ubrunswick.org. If you would like to talk with one of us pastoral care associates, look for the light blue tag on our name, light blue ribbon on our name tags. Our names are also in the order of worship. We would be happy to meet with you here or meet with you later. We offer a listening ear and our presence. Thank you.
I invite us to sit up tall, uncross our limbs if that's comfortable, and either close your eyes or gaze downward. Bring your awareness to your breath. Begin breathing fully and deeply. Sensing the breath like a wave coming in and out of your body. And now place your hand on your heart. Continuing to breathe. As we breathe consciously with our hand on our heart, we move out of the mind, into the body, into the spirit. And now saying these words, either silently or aloud, care, acceptance, compassion, gratitude. And now take a few moments to send care, compassion, gratitude, and acceptance to the people and places in need.
to heartache, listen to grief. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Listen to beauty, listen to joy. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Listen to presence, listen to prayer. Be still and breathe.
Our reading is by William Stafford. It's called Being a Person. And I invite you, if you're willing and or able, to stand up while I read this poem. You don't have to, but you might understand why at the very end. Be a person here. Stand by the river. Invoke the owls. Invoke winter, then spring. Let any season that wants to come here make its own call. After that sound goes away, wait. A slow bubble rises through the earth and begins to include sky, stars, all space, even the outracing, expanding thought. Come back and hear the little sound again. Suddenly, this dream that you are having matches everyone's dream, and the result is the world. If a different call came, there wouldn't be any world. Or you, or the river, or the owls calling. How you stand here is important. How you listen for the next things to happen. How you breathe.
Sing a new world in, there is room
So the present moment, this idea of the present moment, has been a hot topic for a really long time, right? But do we know what it really means? Can we go deeper and get under the cliche? Are we present right now? Are we aware of what is alive in our hearts? Are we aware of the suffering that's created in this moment by our minds? Can we notice the sounds here? The smells? Can we feel the energy of all of us together? Can we sense the spirit of life, the mystery? Time floats along. Time is a trap. Some say we're living in a time-space distortion. Some say that there are various timelines available to us. Our responses and reactions to the worldly chaos can entrap us in time or help us shift time. Time isn't precious at all because it's an illusion, says spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle. He says, what you perceive as precious is not time, but the one point that is out of time, the now. This New Age thought is not new. Many religions and philosophies throughout the ages speak highly about the present time. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, "Come to know what is in front of you, and that which is hidden from you will become clear." The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." The poet Rumi said, "My friend, the Sufi is the friend of the present moment. To say tomorrow is not our way." The Kabbalah teaches that the present moment is the only place where true power and divine light exist. And Hinduism tells us the secret of waking up from the illusion of time is realizing that the only time that actually exists is the present. Now, I forget the name of the person that did the stewardship message, but I loved what he said about all religion being equal. That was you, right? And there's this other thought I carry about religion is that all religion was created to control us. And yet, there's so much deep truth in religion. And religion offers us practices that take us beyond time and help us become present. Prayer, ritual, yoga, meditation, poetry, working with food, being in nature, contemplation, scripture, singing, dancing, right? All of these can bring us more deeply into the now, so we can see every thought and action as sacred. So I ask you, what moves you into the now. Some spiritual teachers differentiate types of presence. There's mindful presence, which is focusing on observing experience. There's therapeutic presence, which is aiming to support healing. Joyful presence, which emphasizes a positive and accepting attitude towards our experience. But what I'm interested in is active presence, being open and attentive to the multidimensionality of experience, seeing the world as I understand it. I act accordingly. In active presence, I'm fully aware of what is within me, around me, and beyond me. Active presence has the potential to expand our consciousness more than other types of presence, for it invites us to engage our full selves with the world. When I'm actively present, I choose the whole of existence, what values I will act upon, what commitments I will make, what understanding I will cultivate, and I don't take anything for granted or deny or dismiss any experience. Being actively present helps me feel alive and connected. When I'm able to let go of my fears and drop into the now, I sometimes hear the voices of my ancestors. Crow giving me a message, the trees calling me, the whispers of my unborn grandchildren. What do you hear or feel or see when you drop into the now? How we sit here, how we stand here is important. Yet, I am often sitting or standing with my iPhone, right, in my hand, completely distracting me from the present moment. And I'm surely, during that time, not listening for the next thing to happen, or hearing the river, or seeing the owl. I love what American Franciscan priest and spiritual writer Richard Rohr says about obstacles to the present. Quote, "We live in a time with more easily available obstacles to presence than any other period in history. We carry our obstacles in our pockets now, vibrating and notifying and emojiing us about everything and nothing. And let's be honest, most of our digital and personal conversation is about nothing. Nothing that matters, nothing that lasts, nothing that's real. We think and talk about the same things again and again, like a broken record. Pretty soon, we realize we've frittered away years of our life, and it's the only life we have." End quote. Another type of distraction that keeps me from being present is large, crowded stores, which I try to avoid. But my daughter wanted me to take her to Costco. It was challenging to be actively present. The bright lights, following my daughter, the big carriage, navigating that, not wanting to get too close to people, deciding what to buy, not to buy, and cultivating patience among the people who I thought not to be present at all. When I shared this with her, she said that being in a large box store helps her to be more present because of the type of focus required to be there. This shows that each of us have different ways and places that help us be present. For me, it was much easier earlier in that day walking on the beach, right? Listening to the waves, watching the pink clouds and eagles soar with the wind. Life felt simple and joyful. The interesting thing about presence is that the more I practice it, the easier it becomes. And I think that's why I maybe name this service Simple Presence. But in many ways, it's not simple at all. It requires a feeling of safety in the world, the ability to be my authentic self, to have an open heart, to have moral inquiry, and to connect with whatever is. Simple presence is being continuously open to all the joy and all the terror in the world. Or as psychiatrist and theologian Gerald Mays says, directly perceiving and lovingly responding to things as they really are. Well, it wasn't easy to find those moments at Costco, but I got a glimpse in the bright eyes of an elderly man taking a really long time to choose the perfect flannel shirt, and in the gentle voice of a small child asking her mama for cookies. Children teach us to be present. The freedom of the child lies in being entirely in the moment. I saw that earlier. Not being caught up in thoughts or fantasies, regrets, but simply being rooted in actual experience of the body, of sensations, of the heart and emotions, all the senses. Children don't care about our successes, our failures, our degrees, or our fortunes. They care about whether or not we can be with them, really be with them. They need to feel seen by us. They need to experience our wide open hearts. As I've watched people approach old age, it appears that some regain the ability to live more fully in the now as they get older. Perhaps because they shed the cultural needs and directives of midlife and they begin to let go. My grandmother, Anna, is an example. Anna had a hard life filled with so much tragedy and loss, which resulted her in being super difficult and sometimes nasty and unloving, especially in her younger years. But as she approached the last decade of her life, something extraordinary began to happen. Every time I visited her, she seemed to exhibit an incredible sense of presence, both an inward gaze and an outward awareness. She often appeared to be in a meditative state, speaking clearly and emphatically the words, "I love you," "I am sorry," over and over again. The multiple traumas and deep suffering my grandmother endured were obstacles to her ability to be actively present for most of her life. She was focused on survival, but in her final years, she had the freedom to give her suffering time and space to just be. And that's when the magic happened. She had let go of her fears. She connected to a deep part of herself, attuned to something greater to herself, and the words, "I love you," "I am sorry," words she had rarely uttered in her 80-something years, brought wholeness to my grandmother and healed the wounds of her family. Last fall, I was inspired to watch the movie Harriet. Anyone see it? Harriet? I watched and died this month, in the month of March. When Harriet was escaping as a slave from her community to find freedom, her minister said to her, "Fear is your enemy. Trust in God, the North Star will guide you. Fear is your enemy. Trust in God, the North Star will guide you. Harriet Tubman went on to become a fearless abolitionist, freeing hundreds of slaves through the Underground Railroad. The active presence of Harriet Tubman that she lived her life with brought liberation to so many people. The suffering she endured did not stop her. So I ask, what prevents you from being actively present? What is in that sweet voice inside that incites you to fear? For me, it's not being enough, messing up, losing control, getting sick, dying. An affirmation I've been working with recently to be more present is, nothing can make me any happier than I am right now. You want to say it with me? Nothing can make me any happier than I am right now. Let's say it again. Nothing can make me any happier than I am right now. 3 times is important. Nothing can make me any happier than I am right now. As people of faith, during this wildly chaotic time on our planet, being actively present supports us in living out our values. The values you have on the front of your order of service: interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, equity. And what's the key to all that? Love. We must keep our hearts open to the timeline of love, to the timeline of peace. As Unitarian Universalists, we are called to dedicate ourselves to being actively present in our lives so we can keep love at the center, even when we are afraid. When we are actively present, we make meaning in our lives, in the lives of others. We can take courageous action. We can heal our collective suffering. And we can tap into the mystery, the spirit of life. Then maybe we will truly know what it feels like to stop throwing sticks at our hearts and at God. Know what it feels like to say, I love you. I am sorry. To follow the North Star. And to breathe in peace and breathe out love. May it be so. Amen.
Now is the time in our service when we welcome your offerings. All Sunday non-pledge cash offerings are shared with the monthly charities with Soul. This month's charity is the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. There is also a QR code in your order of service as well as on the screen. So if you're worshiping with us at home or at the Evening Star, or if you simply prefer to give online, please utilize that QR code to give online.
Oh, my heart, carry me through this world of dark and light. In my grief, let me heal. Grant let me sing melodies to give you wings. May you find soft green hills to give you rest. May you be full of strength like a mountain still and free. Wise heart, illumine us like stars upon the sea.
Please join me in our congregational response. May these offerings sustain and grow the work of this church, weaving a tapestry of love and action. Now please stand and join us in spirit as you are able for our closing song.
Here we go. Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I make my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to truth. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love. May be seated.
It's been really great to be with you all this morning. Our closing words are a blessing of presence by John O'Donohue. May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. May you have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. May you respond to the call of your gift and find the courage to follow its path. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame and anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. May you take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder.
Because we are intentional about building beloved community here, it is important for us to engage in the practice of invitation. We genuinely want you to know that you are welcome to become involved in our community beyond Sunday worship. The QR code on the screen will take you to a digital copy of our announcement sheet, but several copies are available on the harvest table in the back if you prefer something a little more tangible. Here are a few things we want to make sure to highlight today. The work of Marissa Jolie, a Micmac artist residing in Durham, Maine, is hanging in the Fellowship Hall until March 31st. Her Wabanaki heritage holds a lot of inspiration for her creations. Nature, color theory, indigenous patterns, and organic shapes play big roles in her work. She aims to strike up conversations on spirituality and emotions brought forth through her use of color, cultural symbolism, and abstract designs. She works in a number of different media, including painting, small and large-scale murals, and printmaking, digital art, and crafting dream catchers. We are fortunate to have her visiting UUCB today. She will be available after the service until 12:30 to talk about her art, and there will be cake in the May Sarton room. I also want to invite you to one of our coffee and conversation events starting about 11:15. The conversation today will be on equity, and that will be in the Merry Meeting Bay Room around 11:15 to 11:30. Next Sunday, March 22nd, you can come to our Sing Out Love Sing-Along. Come back at 2 p.m. on Sunday for a sing-along of songs from the new virtual hymnal, Sing Out Love, facilitated by Will Bristol and Reverend Erica Hewitt, UUA Minister of Worship Arts and Project Leader for Sing Out Love. The sing-along will also feature Judd Caswell, our own Reverend Dr. Karma Amos, and members of the UUCB choir. This is a really good opportunity to learn some new songs in a fun environment from this new hymnal we as a congregation have just subscribed to. All are encouraged to attend. Now, we would like to give those of you seated in the back section a chance to cut the line for coffee, while others of you linger for a few moments and enjoy conversation with your neighbors. This will allow us to stack the chairs in order to make more space for socializing, and we have heard it really makes a positive difference. This should only take a few minutes. Thank you all for your patience as we experiment together, and remember, you can exit through the door over by the AV room if you need a quicker way out. Thank you all and have a great day.